Dan, great to have you with us. Just for starters, I guess, what are your thoughts so far on what you've seen this week with the papal visit?
I was actually quite focused on the media coverage more than anything else. I wasn't following what the Pope was saying that much because I fully expected him not to go much further than his Rome statement. So I was watching the media and its coverage.
You wrote an opinion piece for the National Observer called Beyond the Pomp and Ceremony, what we should be asking of the Catholic Church. So what should we be asking?
Well, I think we should stop treating the Roman Catholic Church like some kind of other untouchable organization, and start asking some really hard questions. I watched CTV National News the other night, and the top two stories were, of course, the Pope landing in Edmonton. And the next story was Parliamentary Committee grilling Hockey Canada about covering up sexual violence against women. And I thought that's where we should really put the Roman Catholic Church. I wish that, a parliamentary committee would actually do something like that when an issue like this comes up, and it's such an important national issue, but they wouldn't touch the Roman Catholic Church or any church with a 10-foot pole because it's just too politically sensitive. But they should be asking questions. Shouldn't be left up to the victims to be pushing it through the courts.
The Pope so far did not mention sexual abuse, repealing the doctrine of discovery, or even recognize the Church's role in devising the residential school system in concert with the government. Has this all been disappointing for you?
No, I think I expected that. I think I'm a cynical journalist, right? And so I'm not expecting too much out of them. And like I said before, I think a large part of the problem is we're not asking them. We're not pushing the bishops to get in front of the camera. We're not shoving microphones in their faces and asking them tough questions. And so they're just simply, doing a little parade up there onto the podium, making a speech, obviously very carefully scripted. They deliver it and they leave without any kind of questions. It's all left up to the media then to go look at the victims. And I think that that's a huge problem because we've heard those stories over and over and over and over again. It's almost gotten to the point where it's like trauma porn for the Canadian public, like, for entertainment almost. It's pretty bad.
I know there's 700 plus journalists that were signed up to cover this thing, but I don't know what type of access they're being given. I can only imagine. Dan, we're only maybe halfway through this trip. Anything you're going to be watching for the rest of the week, the rest of this visit?
Well, I'm going to be watching whether or not anybody actually puts the Roman Catholic Church on the spot and asks them what they expect to get out of it. Instead of asking the victims, the survivors, what do you hope to get out of the Pope's statement? I'd like to see the church being asked, what do they expect to get out of it? More importantly, why? Why have they come here? It's 20 years, their second visit ever. And what do they hope to get out of it?
Great points as always, Dan. Appreciate you taking some time. Go check out Dan's latest article there on the National Observer. Dan, appreciate you taking some time for us.
No problem. Take care.